So now that we know what mindsets are and why they are so important and crucial, let's take a look at two very important mindsets that are essential to understanding why a regenerative lifestyle is important. The first is a mindset of separation. So, Yoshka, what is this?
Yeah, the narrative of separation is a term used to describe a worldview or cultural story that is based on the assumption that humans are fundamentally separate from and in opposition to the natural world. Yet this narrative is characterized by belief in a superiority of human beings over other species and ecosystems, and the idea that the natural world exists primarily to serve human needs and desires. And that's a big problem.
Exactly, because from a scientific perspective, the narrative of separation can be seen as a product of cultural evolution, shaped by historical and social context in which it arises. It's primarily a belief system that is reinforced through cultural norms, institutions, and practices. And this is often then gets reflected in political, economic, and environmental policies.
And there was also a lot of research in different fields like environmental psychology, social psychology, and sociology that has shown that narrative of separation can have significant negative impact on individuals and societies. Yes, it leads to feelings of disconnection and powerlessness. So it can also contribute to environmental degradation and social inequality, as it prioritizes human interests over those of other species and ecosystems that we are part of in the end. And there are some examples and effects of a separative mindset that include environmental degradation. So it's the narrative of separation often leads to an explosive relationship between humans and the natural world, where natural resources are seen as commodities to be extracted and exploited for human benefit. And this can result in environmental degradation such as deforestation, pollution, and climate change in the end.
Another good example is social inequality. So a narration or a narrative of separation also tends to prioritize the interests of humans over those of other species and ecosystems. And this can contribute to social inequality. For example, low-income communities and communities of color are often disproportionately impacted by environmental pollution and climate change.
Yeah, and another effect is that it can lead to feelings of disconnection and alienation. So, as individuals may feel that they're separate from and in opposition to the natural world. And this can contribute to mental health issues such as anxiety and even depression.
Exactly, and another one, which is a lack of empathy, is again very similar. So this narrative can also result in a lack of empathy or concern for other living beings because they are seen as inferior or subordinate, not as important to human interests. And this can contribute to a lack of concern for animal welfare, mistreatment of animals, and even the environment, as we've seen.
Yeah, and it has a huge impact on the bigger system. So it can lead to ineffective policies that prioritize short-term economic gain over long-term ecological sustainability. And this results in policies that exacerbate environmental problems and contribute to social inequality in the end, by really showing tremendous problems that are all connected with each other.
Exactly. So this narrative of separation, of disassociating yourself from your environment, can have very bad effects. But